Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena and we are exploring this Tangle Wyfore. It's a new tangle released by Zentangle headquarters. And today I have a Zendala in front of me and we are going to be tangling with the Tangle Wyfore and a few more tangles to go along with it. So, with a sense of gratitude and appreciation towards this beautiful art form, towards the tools and supplies that we use to create it, towards everything that you have that you always took for granted. Yeah. So, let's get started. I'm going to draw Y4 with the curl on both sides today. Yeah, so let's curl it up on both sides, have some fun. So let's draw a big one and then we will draw things going from inside the curls. Yeah, that's also a possibility. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is give a nice big curl, something like this. Yeah, and then again on the other side. And then the same thing on the other side. Probably you can first draw the C shape and then give a nice curl like this, right? So I'm not keeping these curls at too much of a distance, so I'm just going to pen it. So you can draw straight with your pen. This is just in case you are not very confident drawing the strokes or the placement. Yeah, so nice curls there. So what I'm going to do now is, what we can do here is, okay, first we'll connect it. Let's see then how do we proceed. A slight curve there, a slight curve here, and then again connect like this. Yeah. So now we have these big curls, so why not use these curls? Yeah, so I was thinking that we can use this curls and something can come out of these curls, right? So why not add some mookas coming out of these curls, something like this. Yeah, like this. Yeah, don't bother about this line, we can always add some embellishment and they will disappear. Yeah, so I'm just starting randomly, it's just a thought, no planning here. So I'm just trying to create something coming out of these curls, give the impression of these being inside. Take your time and slowly start to place. Now you can always have these lines connected going from one side to the other. You can have some independent ones. Yeah, so just take your time, draw as you feel like. No hard and fast rules here. I'm just going with the flow. It's just an idea that I thought can be explored, can be exploited. You can also choose some other tangle if you feel like, other than mooka. Yeah. So whatever you feel like, just go with that. Not bothering much about the intersections and lines crossing each other right now. I'm just going with the flow and we'll see what do we want to do with the lines later. Yeah. So have fun with these beautiful mookas coming out of these curls. Now I'm going to add a line in between, and then you can choose to add any tangle inside. So let's add another layer of aura. Right, so I have drawn another layer of aura. I'm going to add some Knightsbridge inside to add some bit of drama to my Wyfore. You can add any other tangle. Please feel free to go with any tangle of your choice. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to start here. Ink alternate sections just as we do for Knightsbridge, just that in between line is a double line, so that doesn't make much of a difference. Again, you create a tangulation. Yeah, so no mistakes, only opportunities, new patterns, new creations, inspirations, right? So slowly just highlighting my Wyfore a little. Take your time. Ink nicely. Do not haste up. Yeah, and this section will also be Knightsbridge only, so just it's an extension, so you can ink it like this. Yeah, so I'll do the same for all. So now that I have inked my Wyfore, that is inserted the Tangle Knightsbridge inside, now what I'm going to do is add small orbs like these on the stems of our mooka. A small little embellishment that you can do, and you can also take care of the lines that are showing. Yeah, so 2 in 1. So I'm going to slowly do that for all. So this happens many a times, especially when you are not planning your tile. What are you wanting to draw? So not a problem at all. You can always explore your creative side. Use it as an opportunity. Right? And probably the last one here. Take your time and slowly do that exercise. Yeah, so I'll do that on the other side also. So once you are done with that, you can also add some fescues if you want, here and there, wherever you feel like. Very delicate looking tangle, a nice embellishment, looks very fragile and beautiful, right? So I'm just going to add some fescues randomly. Coming out from just about anywhere, not really thinking from where. Now the rest of the tile, it is entirely up to you. What do you want to do with the tile? So let's just insert any tangle of our choice. So I'm inking my border. And then probably I will insert a tangle called rain. So just adding zigzag lines, some small, some big, not a uniform zigzag, just random. If spaces are small, you can always reduce the size, not thinking much where, how, just a plain zigzag. Yeah. Now a good idea is to ink these sections, the triangles that you have formed on each side of the line. That's how the original tangle rain goes. But if you have big ones, then you can always consider adding some pattern inside, a fragment inside. Yeah, so there is no end to tangleations. I'm going to go with the simple version, my focus tangle being Wyfore here. So I'm just going to ink these triangles like this. Yeah. So I'm almost finishing with my inking here. And the next step is to add an aura. Your rain is not complete without an aura, right? So just go ahead and add a close aura to your tangle rain. Take your time and slowly aura it from both the sides. Yeah. Simple tangle to draw, purely line based, zigzag lines and inking is all that I did to create this tangle. Yeah. So that was one aura. I am going to do the same on the other side. Take your time and slowly aura the tangle. Yeah. So done with that. Now we have some bit of spaces left. It is up to us. If you want to leave it empty, we can. It's not necessary. You have to cover all the spaces. Or if you want, you can add some bands. You can add some moon pie. Let's see. Let us first shade and we'll then see if we want to add something else also. Right? So what I'm going to do is first add some shade. Right? So let's see, how do we want to go about it? So I'm just going to add some shading in the white sections without adding too much of it. I want the whites also to show. Yeah. So probably that much is enough here, and then spaces are small, so you have to be careful on the curve inside. Yeah. Take your time. Slowly go to each of the spaces where you want to add the graphite. So I think we are done with shading our Y4. Yeah. And now I'm going to touch the mookas, a little variation from the way we draw. I saw this in the latest project pack. Something like the tangled sprinkles that we draw. So mooka has so many variations, so you can draw it in so many ways. And some other way suits everybody because it has been simplified a lot so that everyone can draw it. Yeah. Now adding to the rain an aura inside with my graphite pencil. Take your time. Slowly add graphite inside the aura that you added, under the aura that you added, basically. Like this. And then blend it. Right, so I'm just taking the graphite away from the aura line that I have drawn, blending it, not extending too much, not pulling it out too much, somewhat keeping it close to the border. Right, now these two spaces are left, so it is up to us if we want to keep it empty or we want to add something. So I'm just going to keep one part empty and just go with some simple bronze cheer in the other part, sitting on my Y4. So drawing orbs, filling it in, but not filling it very systematically. Instead, leaving some highlights there, some spaces there. So that's a bronze chair sitting quietly over my Y4. Yeah, so you can extend it the way you want. A slight touch of white chalk. Sorry, where you have not added graphite. Yeah. That's about it. Let's close our tile here. Some bit of activity there around the bronze chair. Yeah. So I'm going to be closing my tile here. Put my chop, sign and date it. So do appreciate your tile. Don't forget to express your gratitude and appreciation after you finish your tile. Right? And I shall see you again with one more session on the Tangle Wyfore before we proceed to our next series. Yeah? Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.